The story took place at a late-night party. Everyone was playing a popular mobile app. It was said that the app could predict the time of each person's death. A girl suggested using the game as a bet. Whoever had the shortest lifespan would have to drink all the alcohol on the table. At first, Courtney didn't want to join, but under her friend's pressure, she downloaded the app. Then everyone revealed their phone screens. The girl's screen showed she still had 63 years to live. Another friend's screen showed 32 years. The third friend's screen showed 40 years, but Courtney's face turned heavy. With everyone watching, she slowly revealed her screen. It showed Courtney only had 3 hours left to live. Her friends comforted her, saying it was just a game. They told her not to take it seriously. But the table was full of drinks, more than a dozen cups. Courtney's boyfriend Evan offered to help her drink. By the end of the party, Evan was already drunk. Still, he insisted on driving home. He told Courtney to sit in the car without worry. But Courtney remembered the app. She firmly refused and got out of the car. Just then, her phone gave a notification. It said she had broken its user agreement. When she reopened the app, her time dropped to only 1 minute. She rushed back home in a panic. Her phone kept ringing non-stop. She thought the only way out was to shut it off, but death did not end with a shutdown. As she was about to shower, the phone rang again. A mysterious force lifted Courtney into the air. It dragged her into the bathroom and snapped her neck. The countdown hit 0 at that exact moment. Meanwhile, Evan crashed his car. A tree branch pierced straight into Courtney's original seat. It showed she would have died no matter what. Later, Evan was hospitalized after the crash, but he refused the surgery scheduled for that night. He told a nurse named Quinn that he would die before morning. He pulled out his phone. It showed he had only 19 hours left to live. Quinn tried to comfort him. She said it was just an app, but Evan told her it had correctly predicted Courtney's death. Quinn didn't believe him, so Evan walked away in silence. Quinn shared the story with her colleagues. Out of curiosity, they all downloaded the app. Each of them still had decades to live, but when Quinn tried it, her screen showed only 2 days left. At first, she didn't take it seriously, but soon, strange events made her believe. That night, Evan was about to start surgery. He noticed his time had dropped to less than 3 minutes. He decided to avoid the operation. Suddenly, his phone rang again. It said he had broken its user agreement. He didn't care at first. But when he looked in the mirror, he saw a dark figure behind him. He turned around, but no one was there. Then the shadow smashed the mirror. Frightened, Evan ran into the hallway. He tried to use the door to block the danger, but that only sped up his death. When he tried to leave, the door would not open. He heard rapid footsteps behind him. He looked closely and saw Courtney, already dead. Then Evan's phone dropped from above. When the countdown ended, Evan also met his death. The next day, Quinn heard the news and was shocked. Could everything Evan said really be true? To confirm her suspicion, Quinn rushed to Evan's hospital room. She took his phone but found it locked with a password. Helpless, she dragged Evan's body out. She tried unlocking it with his fingerprint, but it failed. Then Quinn forced his eyelids open. After unlocking the phone, she saw the timer had already reached 0. From that moment, Quinn's attention was completely fixed on the countdown. She even canceled the plan to visit her mother's grave with her father. Right after hanging up the phone, her screen displayed a message: user agreement broken. Angry, Quinn tried to delete the app, but it couldn't be removed at all. So she searched online for information about the countdown. One video said that in the final moments of the countdown, people often saw those who had already died. Then the video suddenly cut off. Frightened, Quinn slammed her laptop shut. She didn't know if what she just saw was real or an illusion. She only wanted to escape the house as fast as possible. But her phone started ringing again. She tried smashing the phone to get rid of the countdown. But could that really work? That night, Quinn spent the whole night in her car. She was only woken up by her younger sister Jordan the next morning. The two of them went back inside the room. Jordan found Quinn's phone lying on the floor. Quinn didn't know how to explain. When Jordan unlocked it, she saw the countdown. Quinn quickly snatched the phone back, but she didn't explain much. Her reaction only made Jordan more curious. Quinn ignored her sister. She went straight to a phone store and bought a brand new device. When she saw it didn't have the countdown app, she breathed a sigh of relief. But just as she was about to leave, the phone rang. The app had installed itself automatically. Confused, Quinn asked the store owner Derek why the app was there. Derek looked puzzled as well. He tried deleting it but failed. Helpless, Quinn had no choice but to leave. Her strange behavior caught the attention of another customer named Matt. Looking at her countdown with less than a day left, Quinn was speechless. When she glanced at the screen again, she noticed a shadowy figure appear behind her car, but when she turned around, nothing was there. Suddenly, a pair of large hands grabbed her. Her car crashed into another vehicle. The angry driver stormed out and confronted Quinn. Still shaken from fear, Quinn froze. At that moment, Matt ran out from the store and helped her. Then Matt pulled out his own phone. The screen showed an 18-hour countdown. During their talk, they realized they had both received violation warnings. To figure out the user agreement, they tricked a nearby drunk man into downloading the app. As soon as he did, they quickly checked the agreement. They finally understood. Trying to change fate triggered the app's curse. Quinn had canceled her gravesite visit, and Matt had skipped a train ride. Searching for answers, Quinn and Matt went to a church. There, they met a young priest named Father John. He had a deep interest in demons and curses. After hearing their story, he recalled an ancient legend. He pulled a dusty book from the shelf. He told them about a demon called Ajin. Long ago, a Roman prince wanted to know the date of his death. A gypsy witch gave him a scroll. She warned him not to try to change it. The prince eagerly agreed, but when he opened the scroll, he saw his death date was the same day he was supposed to lead his army into battle. Frightened, he changed his plan. He sent his brother to war instead, and he hid inside the palace. But the demon still came and killed him on time. Even so, Father John said this didn't fully prove their case was the modern version of the legend. He added that if he could see the app's code, maybe he could find the answer. After some thought, Quinn and Matt asked the phone store owner Derek for help. They wanted him to hack into the app. At first, Derek refused because the shop was already closed, but when they offered their credit cards as payment, he agreed. Soon, Derek hacked into the app's system as they requested. Quinn took the chance to write everything down. Since they were already inside the system, why not add some extra years of life? When the plan seemed to work, Quinn gave her name, but as Derek searched, he found Jordan's name instead. Her timer was 3 minutes shorter than Quinn's, so Derek added more than 80 years to Jordan's life. When Jordan later received the push notification at home, she didn't care. But could cheating fate really work? That night, Quinn fell asleep in Matt's arms. Suddenly, she noticed a shadow outside the door. She quickly called Matt, but at that moment, Matt opened the door. If he was outside, then who was lying beside her? Just as Matt tried to calm her down, the phone beside them rang. Quinn looked and saw the countdown timer had been reset. Jordan's timer had been reset as well. Even stranger, there was nobody outside, but the motion sensor light turned on by itself. At first, Jordan didn't mind. She simply turned around and closed the door, but within seconds, the light turned on again, and the door creaked open on its own. Sensing danger, she crawled under the bed. Through the gap, she watched the room carefully. Suddenly, she felt something move on the bed. Then the entire bed was pulled away. Beside it stood her dead mother. Terrified, Jordan bolted out of the room. She ran straight into Quinn, who had rushed over. Together with Matt, the three of them went back to the church. They handed the code they had found to Father John. After reading it, he confirmed it was a summoning spell. Father John explained the curse could be broken if someone died earlier, or if they survived past the countdown. Of course, no one wanted to die ahead of time, so Father John suggested another way to stay alive. He brought out a full bucket of salt. They decided to use a salt circle for protection. They drew the circle and sprinkled blessed salt, hoping it would keep Ozin away. When the demon Ozin appeared, it was blocked at first, but then it released a loud noise that only Matt couldn't hear. It took the form of his dead brother Jeff, and it lured him to step out of the circle. By the time he realized the danger, it was already too late. Matt was dragged out of the protective circle. To save him, the others also ran out of the circle. Jordan was struck by a falling shelf and couldn't move. When Quinn ran out of the house, she saw Matt standing in the middle of the road. Matt thought they were finally safe, but suddenly, a truck slammed into him and pinned him to a tree. At that exact moment, his countdown reached 0. Before Quinn could even grieve, she noticed Jordan had been stabbed in the abdomen. The two rushed to the hospital. After completing the admission paperwork, Quinn hurried to Jordan's ward. To her shock, the doctor treating Jordan was Dr. Sullivan. This creep had often used his position to harass her. Quinn remembered that Dr. Sullivan had also downloaded the app. Then she recalled Father John's words that an early death could break the curse. After settling Jordan, Quinn went to Dr. Sullivan's office. She told him to meet her in the abandoned ward next door. Dr. Sullivan arrived as promised, fantasizing about his advantage, but Quinn attacked him from behind. Dr. Sullivan staggered out of the room in pain. Quinn knocked him down with a pole. She pulled out a syringe of morphine, but just as she was about to inject him, a mysterious force threw her back. Dr. Sullivan escaped in the chaos. Quinn knew she had lost her chance. Meanwhile, Jordan's countdown was almost over. As despair set in, the demon had no intention of granting her a quick death. It prepared to torture her until the end. At that moment, Quinn burst into the room. Without hesitation, she injected the full syringe of morphine into herself. Within 3 seconds, she collapsed on the floor. The demon Ajin tried to pull her back from death, but Quinn gave it no time. She let herself slip into unconsciousness. The demon Ozin disintegrated. Jordan thought Quinn was gone forever, but then she noticed words written on Quinn's arm, naloxone, and an injection guide. She injected Quinn with the antidote. Quinn woke up, and both of their countdowns stopped. But was it really over? Later, Quinn went with her father and Jordan to honor their mother's grave. Her phone suddenly buzzed with a new alert. It had automatically downloaded Countdown 2.0. The curse was far from over.